AXPP file, which is given from the another environment. So now I am going to import that AXPP file into my new environment. Okay. So go to Dynamics 365. So we have an option called import project. Okay. So once you go to this import project, so we will have an option to browse that file. It will take little time initially because this is the first time use, I think so. So I have already downloaded that file. That extension is AXPP. See, whatever the project we create, that project we can export in the form of AXPP file. So this file has been taken it from other environment. This file I'm going to import in this environment now.
Okay.
Let it open this thing. So this is the import project window will be opened. Here we have the option to file name. So we have to click this button. So we can browse our file. So where is my file? That is in downloads. Go to downloads, select your file. Once we select that file, you can see the project file location. So once we import it, that file will go to this, the project will be created in this location. So based on your need, if you want, you can change this location. And if there are same elements are there in your model, say for example, you have the same model here also, for example. So you have taken the objects from the same model from other environment. So there is a table 1 you are importing here. That project has table 1 object. In your environment also you have table 1. Maybe there are some more extra fields might be there. So in that case, if you want to override that object, so you can select this option, override elements. Okay. Since we know that there is no any objects from this in this environment, I am not going to check this. So there are 3 more options: current solution, new solution, and none. Okay. If you want to, while importing it, it will only import the objects. It will not create any project, and it will create model. Okay. And whatever the objects are there in that project, if you want to know that objects, you can export, we can expand and see here. Okay. So this is the project name, car rentals. Okay. You can see each and every object. And if you want, you can compare those objects also. For example, menu, right? Right click on this menu and you can compare. When you can compare, if the same object is available in this environment, then you can compare. Because all the objects are new, I'm not getting the option to compare.
Okay.
Are you guys understanding or any confusion?
Yes.
Okay.
But
yeah, please.
If there is a different fields, or it has a connections between the different tables, correct?
No,
if
here,
it is not compatible, yeah, tell me.
No, compatible in the sense only 2 things. You can override it or you can skip it. And you can compare and you can merge also. We can see that. We will try that later. But generally, we have an option called compare, advanced compare. Generally, when we can compare with the online object and your local object, and we can compare and we can merge also. We can do that merging process.
Okay.
But that maybe we can see it later. But in this scenario, what I'm doing, so when you import this, it's automatically create that required model, because that objects might be in one model, right? It will create that model and it will import all the elements into this environment. So now what I'm going to do, since I don't have any project here, I'm setting up as a new solution. So I'll give the same car rentals here also. New solution, click OK. So it's a default. It's not asked me to give any solution name. It's a default taken that same name and it's created. It's a solution and project with all the objects. So what is the model it has taken? Car rental. So even it has been created model also. Are you guys understanding? I hope. So when I go to Application Explorer, if you right click on your go to model view. You can see your model, car rentals. Okay, even you can see all the objects here. It's imported and it is, I think so, it's importing is completed, finished importing, and you can, it's a fresh environment, nothing is there, so you can build your project. I click on this project and we can build this project. Project is building, so let it build. Oh my God. What happened?
In this project, there is some issue with delete actions. Actually, I have not selected the delete action type. So I said it is none there. So
Yeah.
it is.
What happened? My project browser got closed. Or what? Oh my God. So once it is got closed, we cannot open the same thing, right? I think so.
What browser? Which browser?
Yeah. Let me try this now. Got locked, I think so. Let me see. Yeah, it's got locked.
Actually, I think your screen is freeze for something.
You can see my screen, right? Yes.
Yeah.
No, I'm
No.
just trying to make it this one as a full screen again. I just exited from full screen.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, see this building. I don't know why it's taking time. So for you also, it's taking more time, Pratap. Generally here,
I'm not able to see your screen now.
is it? How about others?
Yeah, it's
Able to see, right? Other guys, I think so. They are able to see.
so no, because it's getting only the meeting ID.
Okay. Okay. One moment. Let me share again.
You
Zoom
might
in.
have closed. You might have closed that browser, so the screen share also.
Yeah. Let me open again.
Hmm.
Let me share again.
Actually, I've tried creating this Dynamics integration with Logic app
Mm-hmm. Excellent.
using this sandbox. So it was
Mm-hmm.
not allowing me to connect. It was asking the credentials, but it was not showing any like company name and anything.
Oh, okay. Okay. We'll try tomorrow. You have time? We'll connect tomorrow.
Okay, okay.
Pratap?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, where are you working now? Are you working or trying?
No, I'm not working. I left my job due to this COVID.
Okay, okay. Where are
Yeah.
you from?
I'm from UP.
UP. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you see my screen
Where-
now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
Where did you work before?
That was a startup or something like that. So you might not
Where?
know.
Where? Hyderabad or Noida?
Noida.
Okay, okay.
Not Noida actually. I was in Gurgaon.
Pardon me?
Gurgaon. I was in Gurgaon.
Gurgaon. Okay, okay, yeah, Gurgaon.
Yeah.
Okay. So the build is completed. I hope you can see. Must have. So build is completed. So now you can see there is no any errors. It's completely succeeded successfully. Okay. So this is how we'll import the project. If you want to export the project, so just right click on your project. Okay. Go to export project. Sorry, I was just little quick. Right click on your project. So you can see like export with your project name. Okay. Export project car rentals. Then you can export this, and wherever you want, you can save this. Like for example, in documents, I'm keeping it. Okay, save this. So what will happen? So you can see in documents, it has been created with your project .axpp file. So I hope you got it clearly. So how to export project and how to import it, while importing what options you can select and all those things. So it's
Okay.
automatically created our model also, right? So
Yeah.
let's discuss about these basics then. Now. So as we were discussing about creating variables, right? Now what I'll do, I'll go to this project, and I'll take one new item. So when I am going to take a new item, I'll select the code. The code, I'm going to select the runnable class. Okay. What is runnable class? Runnable class is nothing but which contains the main method. So generally class, anyway, we will see that. So let me talk about this variable. These are all very basic, very small basic things. I'll go little speed. You just let me know if you're not understanding. Okay. So the class is created. Okay, fine. I'll see that later. So the class is created. Let me zoom it to 0. For it will be good. So once the class is created, this is which class I have created? Runnable class. So generally, general creation of class with class name. So while I'm creating a class, what is the name I have given? Variable example. Okay. So that has been automatically taken as a class. Okay. It has been taken as a class. So then when you create the runnable class, runnable job. So when you are adding a new item, we have selected the runnable class, right? Let me show you once again. So runnable class, it is a job. Okay, that means runnable class is nothing but we'll have the method. In the class, we'll have method called main method. Okay, main method is nothing but if you want to execute your logic. Okay, so you will write your logic in this main method and you can execute from this class itself. You don't have to call this method anywhere. You can execute your logic independently. Okay. So what I'm going to show now here, I'll create a variables here. For example, this is just a comment. This is just comment to understand. So how do we create variables? For example, str. You can see that I mean like reserved keywords, all these things. Str. By using str, I'll take name. For example, integer or number. Okay, real, empty. So like this, we can create different data types. Okay. So what else we have? A Boolean. RAT means return value. So date, we can take date. We can take different types of data types, but this is the general way we used to take the data types. So in general real time, how do we take the data types? We'll use the extended data types. Say for example, if you go and see in this project, we have car ID. So car ID, it's an integer. It's an integer. If you want to create car ID, so we can take car ID as a EDT by using, we can take a variable for car ID, something like this. This is the EDT. By using EDT, I can create variables. Okay. So that whatever that EDT having that properties and size, everything will be taken automatically. If you go to that EDT and see that EDT properties.
Yeah, this question one question I want to ask.
Yeah,
I was not able to set the size here in this Visual Studio 2015.
No, you
There's
have
no.
created integer. For integer, why do you have to set the size? For string, you can set the size, no?
Yeah.
That's what I was confusing here actually. Why did you take integer actually? For
Yeah.
unique identity, you have to take always string.
Yes. By mistake,
Okay.
I have taken some.
Yeah, you have to take. That's what when I see this actually, even I was just got
Yeah.
surprised. You have to take string format. Always, if you are feeling that you have created a table, if you feel that it's a master table, you have to have one primary key field, unique field. You have to take always string format.
Yeah.
Okay, that field may have like with string formats also, right? So anything it may have. Okay, I would like to keep like car ID C1001. I would like to keep. So if you take integer, it will not allow.
If
So
we
always. Mhm.
yeah,
Tell
if
me.
we take like uh, separate ID like 121, 123, 124, then in string it will allow us to keep that only numbers.
Yeah, it will allow. You didn't see in my classes earlier.
No, I
I
have
was
seen.
taking 1001, 1002. That is string always.
Actually, it was showing some error. I think I've made some mistake. I don't know, but it was showing some error. So I was. That's why I've taken that.
Not a problem. You just take only string. No need to take integer. If you
Okay.
see
Okay.
any standard tables, that's what.
Mm.
For every student, I'm telling you now. If you
Mm.
have any doubts, go to any master tables. How do we know like which is master table? Take cust table, or else go to UI. When you go to UI, it's asking user ID, no, to get into this.
Yeah.
This is username, right? Did get the
Yes. Yes.
username. So once we go to UI, right? Like customers, vendors, at least accounts payables and accounts receivables. Go to
Mm.
that UI. Okay. Then see that table name. How to identify that table names and form names. I have already shown you. I'll show you once again now. So go to the table and try to open the table. For example, so we know that it's cust table. Cust table is the customer master table. Go to the table, go to property. If you want to make sure it's a master table or not, go to the table properties and see what is the table group. So it's master table. So see which is the main field in this table. I mean unique identity field. How do we know that? Again, go to indexes. You can see that index and see that field. Simple. If you don't know, because I know as I'm senior that I know most of the table names and field names, I can identify easily. No need to go and check for me. But go to that indexes and go to index properties and see. Allow duplicates, no. So account num. So account num is the main field in this table. Go to that field and see what type it is. String. Still, if you have any doubts, browse this table and see the data. And go to SSMS.
No, we are not allowed to open this.
Is it?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes, yes. You can
It
try
should
it
be,
once, but I don't think so it will allow. I tried once. Maybe some credentials I have put wrong.
okay,
You can
fine.
try.
Not a problem. So I'm just browsing this. Let it open. You can see the data also. Until it is string, it will allow us to give string with integers. I'm damn sure about it. No need to worry about that. No need to think about it.
Okay.
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 So this is how we'll create. For example, for account num, I would like to create a variable. I will create account num. I will take this EDT. I will take the okay. Now what I can do, I can store values in this account num. So when I go to this account num, right click on this EDT and go to definition. If you click this go to definition, it will take our control to that EDT. It will open that EDT and it will place our control over there. So you can see what is the size here. It will allow string size. What is the label? We select the label here. So you can see that label. Actually, that EDT label he has given account number. Okay. Actual EDT name is account num, but actual label is account number. Size is string 20. So this variable, whatever the variable I have created by using account num, it will allow size is 20. Okay. For example, you can create variables anywhere. It's not necessary to create initial in here only. Wherever you want, you can create variables. So I'm just giving info. Info is the method. It's a global method. So I can show in the info by using this variable. So are you guys are understanding what I'm doing here? How about others? Should allow us to connect without giving
Okay.
connection.
I have tried giving the password, so I
Not required to give any passwords.
Mm.
You can write our queries and see the data here quickly instead of running over there
Yeah.
for testing small things to test it and see the data over there in database level. So I hope you guys are clear. This is a global class info method. This info method will be used to show the info. Okay. Okay. So if I run this, I can run this class now. So instead of running from UI, I can run from here from the projects. I'll show you how to run that. Go to your project, Solution Explorer, which is my class variable example. Go to your class. So this is my class. Right click on this class and set as startup object. That means I'm setting up, we have multiple objects here in this project. I'm setting this object to start to run it. Okay, I'm setting this one. So when you select that, it will become as a bold. Parallelly, you have to set your project also startup project, because there is a possibility to create multiple projects in the same solution, right? So I'm setting up this project as a startup project. Set as startup project. Once you do that, once I start this option, it will automatically build this project and it will run this class. Running means it will come here. Since we have main method, control will come here and it will execute all these things. It will show our info. Let me show you that info. Start. So that means I'm not opening this class from UI. I'm running this class from the Visual Studio itself by setting up set as a startup object, set as a startup project, and I can run this. Similarly, I can run any object. I can run form and I can run menu items. Similarly. So it will take little time because it will automatically builds the complete project and it will run that object. It's taking some time. So by the time what I will do, I'll go to Visual, SSMS, SQL Server Management Studio. Okay. So here in the SSMS, I'll show you what do we do generally. So this is our AXDB. Okay. So generally, I just want to check what kind of data is there in the custody table. So I just right clicked on this AXDB, create a new query. So SQL queries are different. X queries are different. Okay, don't get messed by seeing these queries. Okay, select star from. I know my table, that is custody table. So I'm selecting my table on this. So I know my field, that is account num. I would like to keep that field in initially. I have already here, it is getting, but the data you can see from all the companies, all the legal entities, because from the database level, it will show the data from all the legal entities. There is no any differentiate here. So if you want to run only for the USMF, what you can do, you can give where class, okay, data area ID equal to USMF. You can see only USMF data. Now what is the data is here? 332 rows. When I run only for USMF, you can see 32 rows. Okay. So USMF is starting with US and DE. You can see DE and hyphen 001. So account number may come with the strings and with numbers. So still this one is running. Are you guys are able to understand what I'm trying to show you here in SSMS?
Yes.
I'm little frequently changing the screens. You guys are having any confusion, you can right away ask me quickly. Don't get confused. Currently, I am into SQL Server database. I'm just running one query to see the data in the my table, cust table. Even we can see that in UI also. Okay. Now you can see it's already open now. I have run the object, right? So test 2000001. This is the info. I have ran it. It's opened in the browser with the info. So this is how I'm just using the variables. So I have used the extended data type. For extended data type, I have created a variable. I'm using that. Is it clear? Once you run that, it will automatically open debugger mode. Currently, it is showing like kind of debugger mode. So we don't want that, right? I am stopping this. If you stop this, it will go to the normal mode where you can write your logic again. You can use that method. So when you create runnable class, that means it will create with main method. If you create a normal class, it will not create this main method. So whatever the methods you want, we can create it. But in the same class, if you want to add some more methods, you can do that. Open designer, right click on this editor, code editor, and open designer. You can see your class, you have only one method. If you want to add some more methods, you can right click on that class, you can add new method. So it will add one more method. So that means totally two methods are there in this class. Open designer, you can see two methods. One is main method, other one is method one.
So
Okay.
if we want to run this the method one, we need to call it from main.
Of course.
Okay.
So I'm not talking about the classes basics now. I'm just talking about only like using variables. Generally, that is the general process. Like if you want to call any method from the class, definitely you have to call that method somewhere wherever you want. See, one thing, you guys keep it in mind, everywhere there should be a trigger. Trigger point is required. Not only here, every software, trigger point is required. What is trigger point for you? To call this method, what is the trigger point? So if you call that method in the main method, so whenever you call this class, automatically control will come to the main method. So why we are saying as a main method? So we don't have to create any object for this class to call that method. If you run this class independently, control will come here and it will execute the logic, whatever you have written in this main method. That is the main method. This is the default syntax, public static void main, args underscore args. Okay, we'll go in detail like what is public, what is static, what is void and all, while we are talking about classes and methods concept, maybe in the next session. Okay.
Okay.
So control will come here. So my trigger point is main now. When I'm running this class, my trigger will come here. So if you want to call your method, what is your trigger point? If you want to call here, you can call it. To call that method, of course, you have to create an object for your class. By using that object, you can call that method. It's a OOPS concepts again. Whatever we are discussing, everything is OOPS concepts. Class, main method, object, inheritance, everything. Okay. This is how things works. I hope you guys are clear this thing. Let me go to other thing. So similarly, I just created by using extended data type, right? So if you want to use, you can use real also. Okay, there is no any properties for it. It's a default. You'll have one thing and you can use it. But mostly we'll use the extended data types. In some places, you can see normal primitive data types variables also. Okay, so that is all about variables. Based on your need, you will create a variable and you'll store that. See, for example, I have stored constant value. Maybe in real time, you may get this customer account from some other record. Maybe. Okay, that value you may store into this, or you may use it directly also. It all depends on your need, right? So now I'm going to the other thing. I'll close this. What is the other concept? We thought it is control statements. What is control statements? Can anyone tell me?
Looping concepts.
If condition. These are all very basic things. If you go through the document, it will be very easy to understand for you. You can practice it. Generally, I don't cover all these things, but I'm just doing it for you guys. When you go to this MOFX, you can see all these things actually here. If you have time, spend some time, like hardly like half an hour or 1 hour. Go through this.
Yeah, yes, this book is very nice. I've gone through it.
The reason why I have given this very old book, this is very, very old book. But the reason I have given, you will not feel like messing actually. You don't feel mess. It's very clearly whatever is required for you, you will have. As a beginner, it's very useful for you. Later, if you want to see like D365 concepts or 2012 concepts, you can see it. But as a beginner, see how to create an object for class. Very simple. Create a class. Don't see this. This way is creating in it's an old version in 2009. But here in 2012, you just create a new class. Give the class name as a my class. And now you are creating an object. My class object. My class object equal to new my class. You are creating a variable here and you are instantiating that variable. Okay. So it's very useful book. If you are like to, before starting my class, if you want to spend some time to understand more about it, you can see this. Even it is there by using step by step, but it's not in D365 class. My class. See, by using item ID, has created a variable. What we have discussed now. Item ID is extended data type. You don't have to get confused here. Nothing is confusion. Whenever you see like this is string only, string variable. How we are creating this variable? By using item ID EDT. If you want to check that, go to your application, go to your extended data types, go to extended data types. Come on. Okay. So item ID. I can type directly or I can type here in search also, I can search it. So this is EDT. So by using this EDT, we can create a variable. I hope I'm making sense. So this is the default process we follow in AX. When you take any EDT, the same name will keep it as a variable with small letter. Starts with small letter. That is the practice we follow. So that's how we create. And here, this is a POM method. This is very important concept, POM method in AX application. We'll talk about this later. Okay. What is POM method? How do we use it? What is the importance of POM methods and all? We'll discuss about it later. Okay. So this is another class where he is calling that object and he is calling that POM method and he is showing in the info. We'll discuss this later. Okay. So it's very useful book. If you would like to know more things or more understanding before class starts and all, you can see this. Very easily there, see, we'll have concept called access specifiers, access modifiers. Okay, we can call it as specifiers or modifiers. So for every method, okay, we'll have public, protected, private, any one of them, either or. So if you see our class now, whatever we are discussing, so in this main method, we have a public. Okay, this method can be called public, means this can be called anywhere, but in this case it's a static method. Public with static cannot be called um, by using variable. Static in the sense, but anyway, you guys will get confused now. I'll talk slowly one by one, so I don't want to make you confusion now. We'll discuss later. So this mainly these three things are to access the method. So controlling that method, like behave that method, if you want to call that method anywhere in the X application by using the object, we can keep the public. Protected in the sense, the same class and the inherited class. Private in the sense, we can call that method within the class. That's it. Within the current class. Okay. Oops. Class error. Okay. So, but anyway, we'll discuss that slowly. I'm going back to the second concept is control statements. Control flow statements. We have operators concepts also. Operators are simple. If you want to discuss about operators also, you can discuss right away and close it. Operators are nothing but it's a very simple concept. Generally, while we are writing our logic coding, we do use operators, right? For example, we have different types of operators, conditional operators and logical operators. There are different types of operators. And assignment operators. There are different types of operators. So these are all very basic things in every programming language, not only here. Okay. You can see these things actually. Operators in this is like if you want to add for example, assignment operators. For example, assignment operators will be used to assign the value. For example, x equal to y. Here you can see. For example, if I go to X application and show you, we have already used one operator. You guys can tell me like how many operators we have used here. Okay. So if you see here, you can see that I'm sorry, something went wrong. So you can see here so I have used equal to operator. Something went wrong. Something you have deleted or what? So so we have used equal to. This is assignment operator. What we are assigning? We are assigning this static value with this variable. Okay. So similarly, we can have the different types of operators, plus operator to, this will be, we can add the values. This variable and this variable we are doing by using this plus, we are adding the values to subtract this or decrease. This plus will be used for increment also, and multiplication, division. Okay. These are all, different types of, this is what operators are there, like assignment operators. Okay. The next one is relational operators, like greater than or less than or equal to, like operator, like or and symbol and or and all those things. Ternary, bitwise operators. And like we have different types of operators. You can also have a look this one if you want to have. The next one is control flow statements. Okay. So control flow statements, in the sense, we have let me show you that. Control statements and flow statements. Control statements, I would say like this one. Let me start up with these things. Control statements, I would say like by using if conditions. Okay, if, else if, and switch statements. All these things we call it as a control statements. Let me go to application and show you some examples. Okay. So now what I'm going to do here, I'm going to create some variables, and I'm going to use the some control statements. For example, integer I, or else I'll use the count. Counter. Okay. So I have created one variable. So now I'm going to use if I've taken two variables, int a and b. Okay. So I'm assigning some variables, a equal to 10, b equal to 20. So just integers, no need to keep in string format, right? It's just integer values, right? So a, b. So if a greater than b, so it has to true. Like, it's a control statement, conditional statements. If this condition is true, it will go on inside and we can execute our logic, whatever we want to. If this is, this is a simple conditional statement. Simple statement, simple conditional statement. We are adding just one if condition. If this is the default syntax, if is the keyword. If you have to open the braces and you can put your condition, any condition. It's not only greater than. You check equal to conditions and you can see the greater than or equal to. You can check the not null values and whatever based on your need, you can do that. Okay. Here I have two variables, a and b. I'm just checking if a is greater than b, then this will become as a true. Okay, this is the simple. So what I'll do, I'll keep like a equal to 30. So a is greater than c, then I'll put like info So now what I'm going to do, so now I'll tell you what I'm doing now. So if a is big, I'm just keeping it as info. So based on our need, we can write our logic here. Okay, but here what I'm showing, a is big value. What is that value? Is 30. So I want to show a is big value 30. Okay, so to get that value, what I'm doing, generally if it is a normal string, I'll put in info, because what I have to do, I'm using one more function called string format, strfmt. So this string format, if I open that braces, if you take any method, if you open that braces, you can see that method parameters and syntax. Say for example, if I am typing info, right? If I open the info, once I open that braces, you can see what is that syntax, info syntax? Public, static, exception, info. Return type is exception. It's a static method. And access modifier is public. So inside what we can pass? Sys info log str, string format we can pass. It's a parameter. Remaining things are optional. That remaining you can see in the square brackets. It's optional. So generally we can put string format in info, right? So in info, to keep the string format, I want to get this variable value. I am using string format function again. When you open the string format function, string and object values. So now I have taken the strings within the double quotes, that is string values. A is big value. Okay. %1 I am giving. %1 is the, it will refer to the object. I mean object in the sense variable. So this %1 will refer to this value and it will show A is big value 30. You can run and show you. And I'll write some more things and I'll run at once. If A less than B, I am writing in different way again. You guys are you guys are there? Are you? Nobody is making noise.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Okay. So what I'm doing in this case, A is less than B. That means B is big, right? So B is big value. Else, you can write like this. It will go to else part. So then A is big value. So this is another one. This is only if condition. This is if else. Okay. So we can write like this. Then if else, we can write one more thing also. Something like this. If we have multiple levels, if you want to check, and write like if else. Okay, we'll check A is big, if else. B is less than. If we have like one more value, C. And you have more if you want to check multiple conditions, we can use switch case also. You have like more things actually to check multiple levels. I will remove this. You will understand. I need to create a variable, right? Say equal to 50. So first A less than B, then B is big, then B less than C, then C is big. Else A less than B. That means B is big. B less than C. That means C is big. Final thing is else B is big. Sorry, A is big. the last situation, last case. Are you understanding or any confusion? Hello. So this is what we are doing. We are writing if else. Again, if you want to check one more condition, you can write if else. You can keep on writing how many conditions you wanted to check. Sorry. So else if we have to write. Yeah, else if, not if else, else if. I'm sorry. Okay. Are you guys understanding or not?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Pratap, have you tried all these things, these basics?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, good. Do you have that examples here?
No, I
Anyone?
have not tried. I have not tried these things.
Okay, fine. So this is how we'll use the conditional statements. If, else if, else. If we can use it simple. If else, and if, else if, else if, else if. We can continue like this, and we can use it. You can see here. Then another one is switch case. We can use switch case also. For example, let me take this example in simple way. Very easy to understand. I don't want to write again. I don't want to waste time. I'll explain you this. Okay. So what I'm doing now. So we have a so switch case. Switch case is like if else if concept. Similarly, so you will have one. You will check with one variable. If that switch is a keyword, switch. You will have that variable here. We will define that variable. Whatever the variable is having that value. If that value is this value, it will go to this switch case. This case. We will have multiple cases. So based on the value, it will go to that specific, it will match with that case and it will execute that case inside that case logic. Okay. So here in this case, in this scenario, what we have taken, we have a sales status. Sales status is the base enum. We go to base enum. We have sales status. Okay. So this is the sales status. We go and see in the sales status, what are all the elements are there? None, back order, delivered, invoice, and cancelled. Okay. Based on these elements, we are going to check the switch case. We are going to work on the switch case. So sales status, for the sales status, I have taken one variable and I am assigning the value invoiced. So the default, what is the value in this variable now? Invoiced. So control will come here and it will go to switch case. And it will see the values invoice. It will go to case one, first case. It will go and see what is the value has defined here, delivered, not this case. Go to second case, see what is this value here, this case invoiced. So my value is having invoiced. Then it is getting true. Go inside and execute this logic. If that is done, break this, come out. If no case is matching, no case is matching, it will go to the default case. Default, what it is doing? Do nothing. We put it as a do nothing. The syntax is the switch case has to open and it has to close with the, with the braces. And inside you will write the multiple cases. Case with space, your value with the checking value. With the colon. Then you have to write your logic and you have to break that. This is the syntax. Are you understanding?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to run this variables example. We'll see what and all, what is the output we'll get it. Let me close the old one. These are all very simple concepts. You can also try actually. The reason why I have taken the runnable class, we can write it here and we can run it here only. Runnable class. I'm closing the previously opened that info browser. Now I am running again. It will take some time. Let's see. If we have time, we can discuss even looping statements, or we'll discuss them in next session.
Okay.
So looping statements are nothing but while loop and for loop, while, do while, and for loop. 3 looping statements we have. It's taking some time to complete.
From tomorrow, what will be the timing of the class?
Mostly we'll have at 8 p.m. Okay. Maybe this weekend we'll have 8 p.m. Saturday and Sunday. And other weekdays we'll have on different timings like 9 or 9:30. So while you are, because I have not built this project, this code, if it's automatically builds it, because we are running from here. Okay. So if there is any errors, it will show immediately here itself. It will not go to this browser and show you the output. So when you run from here, it's automatically goes to the debugger mode. You can see like here, it will have the option stop and it's kind of ready and all those things. So now you can see all the messages, whatever the info messages we have put it there. We got 5 messages. Okay. First one is test 200001. Let us check with them. What are the messages we get it here from the starting. Okay. The main method, what is the first message we get it? The info. This is the one. Test 200001. We got it. Okay. The second one, what is the second message? We get it. If A greater than B, A is greater than B, then it will go inside and it will get this message. What is that? A is big value 30. Let's see that. So A is big value 30. We got it. So then first one is done. Go to second one. So here A is less than B. Not less than B, right? A is greater than. It will come to else condition. Here also we'll get A is big value 30. So we got the second one also. A is big value 30. Okay. Then third one. In third case, which case it will go? Because there we have used only A and B. Here we are using C also. A is less than B? No. B is less than C? Yes. So C is 50 value. It is less than C. It will go inside here. And C is big value 50. We'll get it. C is big value 50. So this is how we'll get the values. In switch case, what is the switch case? It will go to the invoiced case and you can see the sales order is invoiced. So you can see that also here. Sales order is invoiced. So if you want to see that each line by line, how it is executing, if you want to debug and see, you can see that also. Okay. So I'll show you how to debug that for debugging. It's very important for you. Focus here. Okay. So my control will start from the main method. So you have to understand where the trigger point will start. Not only here, while you are running a form, or if you want to do debugging, somewhere you have to place your debugger, right? So you have to understand where you have to place. Here I would like to place my control. My control will start from here. I am just adding the, I am attaching it now. I am adding the debugger. So how to add the, a breakpoint? We call it as a breakpoint. So this is the breakpoint I'm adding here. You will have a strip in gray color. You can click on here. Breakpoint has been added here. And if you want to keep one more breakpoint in the same method, for example, in this if condition, if I want to add one more breakpoint, keep your control here and click here. One more breakpoint added. 2 breakpoints added. So once you do that breakpoint added, we'll have an option debug. In the debug, you will have an option called attach to process. Okay, you have to click this. So generally, this attach to process, we have to do it while we are running from the UI. But here in this case, since you are running from the Visual Studio side, it automatically goes to the debugger mode. We don't have to attach to process. We don't have to do that attach to process. I'll show you that attach to process while we are running from the UI. So right now, if you start this, because I have already added this object as a startup object, the control will come to this automatically with the debugger. You can debug line by line. I can see what is the value is there and how that control is going, to which condition it is going, what values are getting. So we can see what is happening. For the debugger, for the developer, it's very important. Debugging techniques and debugging is very important. So now once you run that, it will load all the symbols, required symbols for the debugging, then it will start. And if you see here, it's taking time. Let it takes time.
You can please upload this video. I need to leave now.
Hey, not a problem. You carry on. I told you right already. I'll upload this video.
Yeah.
Not a problem. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very
Fine.
much. Thank you.
Bye. Bye. All.
Okay, bye. మీరు మ్యూట్ లో పెట్టారండి సునీల్ గారు.
I'm sorry. So once it is debugger is fired, so you can see our debugger. I know the debugger and the breakpoint what we have added. You can see this with the red color, and even you can see with the yellow line and with the arrow. So that means my control is started from here. It will not execute now.
ఒకసారి మళ్ళీ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తారు, ఎందుకంటే ఇందాక మీరు మ్యూట్ లో పెట్టారు.
No, the same thing I'm telling. So once we enable this debugger and once you run from this Visual Studio, it will go to the debugger mode and your control came here. It's not going further. You can debug line by line. See, you can see the arrow here.
Okay.
You can see the arrow, it is yellow. I just moved to next line. So that's why it is showing this line. It was in first line because I have added the breakpoint here. The control will come here. So we have the options here, step into, step over. These two are important things. Step into in the sense it will go to the inside. If there is any method is calling, it will go inside it. Step over, if you step over is F10. Okay, if you click step over, each line by line you can go through it. Okay, if I click step over now, it will go to the next line. Came to the next line directly because variable declaration will not consider it because there is no any value, right? It's just variable declaration. Directly it came to the value assigning. So currently you can see here, if I place my cursor, you can see I'll remove all these infos. I'll go to, you can, and in this debugger mode, you can see different windows. One is local windows and watch window. Okay. Local window will show you all the variables, whichever is using in this method. Okay. You can see args variable. You can see name, no value, number 0, amount 0, rate is 0, everything is 0 now. You can see that in local. And even you can add them into watch windows also. You can see call stack window. Call stack window is nothing but from where this control is started, from where it is running. You can see that call stack window. Okay. Call stack window is nothing but you can see the path. For example, class A, class 1, class 2, class 3. In class 3, I have added the breakpoint. Control is starting from class 1. You can see here from class 1, it went to class 2, class 2 to class 3. You can see like that. Here, this line is showing, if you see, this line is showing variable example dot main. It is showing variable example dot main as a path. In this class, this method is executing now. So call stack window is always will show the stack from where the control is started, from where it is running, where currently we are into that. The complete line by line paths you can see. Breakpoint window will show you that breakpoints wherever you have added. Okay. Info log will show you the outputs. The completely once it is run, you can see the outputs. Okay. So now, if you go to debug menu here, you can see different windows here again. You can add those windows. I'm going to watch window. I'm adding watch window. Okay, it's been added here. If you want to see specific variable or specific control or variable values, you can select that variable here and you can drag and drop here to this. So currently this is null value. Now I'm going to next line. Generally, once we run it, it will default run all the things at a time, right? You can slowly, step by step, you can run it. Now you can see the value. Test 2001, it is assigned to this variable. Now what I'm going to do, I'm changing this value. Instead of 20001, I'm putting like 5. Runtime I'm changing for testing. Okay, in runtime we can do that. So based on our need, whether it will take or not, this size or not, we can change it runtime. This value got changed now. Now output it will show this value. Actually we have given this, but in runtime while debugging, I'm testing it. I wanted to test and see. As a developer, developer, I'm doing all these things. Next, let's go to next line. So it is assigning a equal to 30. Let's see what is the a value is having. A is 30. So this is how we will debug it line by line.
Okay.
I'm adding B. Select, add C. So B and C 0, 0, because still it is not run that line, right? That line is not at all run. It is there in that line, current line, B line. Now I'm running it. Step over F10. run the F10. Now we got the B value. Now against F10, C value. So I'm showing you, no need to see that actually. We know that it will assign the values, but to understand, now what is the A value? 30, B value 20. So A is big, it will go inside because it is true. If true, it is going inside now. See, it came to info and it is showing the value. It is executing this info. Then click F10, it is going outside now, coming outside, executing the next one. So A is big, right? I am checking with A whether it is A is small. No, it's not small. It's coming out. It's going to else part. Then its default go to the else part. Then it is executing A. Done. Then other thing actually now. So A is small. No, come out. So B is small. Yes, B is small. It will go inside. B small. B less than C. Yes. It is executing this condition. It will come out. Oh, done. That part is done. It will not go to any other statements. On that block only it will go to that part. Then come out. Then what is the sales status? 3. Actually, all the enum values, base enum values will show on the numbers actually. Okay. We go to sales status 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3. This is 3 value. Okay. I'll show you how to know that. So this is 3. That is invoiced. Invoiced is 3. If the switch case is sales status, if it is invoiced, it will go to that case. Go inside, it is checking the first case. So it is not true. It is not going to that case. It's checking the second case. So this is invoiced. It is matching with the invoiced. And it is going inside. This is executing this info. Then it is getting break coming out. Done. So run. I'm just running this. Now you can see all these values in info. You can see the info log output here. Parallelly, you can see here also. It is getting here also. 8:25. Same time. Even you can see in the browser also in the info. Okay. Are you guys are understanding?
Yeah. Okay.
You see this? And let me know if you have any doubts. Any other doubts till now?
It's okay now.
Yeah, Lakshman?
అది మైక్రోఫోన్ లేదు కదండి. Carry on.
Then okay, then I am winding up for today. Then we'll connect tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay.